Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? Hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEBS Home School. This is Shahjadi Akter, Assistant Teacher of Science of National Ideal English Version School, Desi. Today, I am going to take a physics class for class 9 students. My dear students, our today's topic, chapter 9, CQ 1 and 2, today's lecture number 22 and SW number 17. My dear students, let's start our class. Chapter 9, Refraction of Light, CQ1. Surely a student of class 10 cannot see the written board on the blackboard. The written words on the blackboard. She consults with the doctor and the doctor advised her to use a lens of power minus 2D as spectacles. Now question A, what is a lens? Question B, how do you identify a lens without touching it? Question C, what is the focal length of Shioli's spectacles? And question number D, explain why it is logical for Shioli to use a spectacles of negative power. My dear students, now we'll solve this question CQ. Question A, what is lens? My dear students, lens means a lens is a transparent refractive medium bounded by two spherical surfaces. Question number B, how do you identify a lens without touching it? My dear students, answer will be whether a lens is convex or concave can be identified even without touching it. In case I put one of my fingers a little distance from one surface of a lens and see through the other surface, that the finger looks erect and magnified, and I will be sure of the fact that the lens is convex. And on the other hand, if the finger looks erect but smaller, then it will be the lens is concave. Okay, my dear students, now I hope all of you have understood. Now question number C, why is the focal length of Shioli's spectacles? What is the focal length of Shioli's spectacles? My dear students, this is a mathematical problem. Here given in the stem, here given the power of his lens is minus 2D, that means minus 2 diopter, and focal length we have to find out the focal length, that means F equals to what? So my dear students, we know that focal length F equals to 1 divided by P. Okay, focal length F equals to 1 divided by P. So here given power given minus 2 diopter. Okay, so minus 2, that means minus 0.5 meter. Okay, so the focal length of Shioli's spectacles is 0.5 meter. Now come to question number D. Explain why it is logical for Shioli's to use a spectacles of negative power. My dear students, Shioli has got myopia as she cannot see the written words on the blackboard before which she sits in the classroom. Since the board is at distance longer than 25 cm and it is clear that she cannot see distant object distinctly. So this defect happens for two reasons. If the power of the lens increases or the focal length decreases, and if the radius of the eyeball increases for any reason. And the remedy of this defects is to lower the convergence of light taking place in her eyes, and spectacles of negative power ensures the remedy. So it is perfectly logical that the doctor advised her to use a lens of negative power. My dear students, now come to question number CQ number 2. The stem is Topu discovered that holding this magnifying glass in the sun, the paper at 6 cm from glass starts burning. He tried to see the image of 2 cm high eraser, keeping it 8 cm away from the glass. He also discovered that to see the image without spectacles, he has to go backward from the position of the eye where he can see the image with spectacles. My dear students, question number A, write down the classification of lenses. Question number B, what does it mean to say that the refractive index of glass with respect of air is 1.11? And question number C, what type of image of the eraser will be formed with its position? Draw the ray diagram. And question number D, explain the problem of Topu's eyes. My dear students, question number A, write down the classification of lenses. Classification of lenses, we know there are two types of lens. concave lens and convex lens. Okay, and question number B, what does it mean to say the refractive index of glass with respect to air is 1.11? My dear students, first of all you have to know the what is refractive index. Okay, so refractive index of glass with respect to air is 1.11, means when light rays refract from air to glass, the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence and then the angle of refraction is a constant which is equal to 1.11. That means refractive index n equals to 1.11. Okay, now question number C, what type of image of the eraser will be formed with its position? Draw a ray diagram. My dear students, according to stem we have to draw a ray diagram, and from the stem we know that we have that focal length of the lens is 6 centimeters. They are given focal length of the lens is 6 centimeters and the distance of the object 8 centimeter. So my dear students, now we will draw this figure. Now we will draw this diagram. Here given focal length f equals to 6 centimeter and distance of the object, that means u 8 centimeter. So draw a straight line and it will be the convex lens. Okay, so draw a convex lens. This is the center of this lens, and here given focal length f. Suppose this one is f. Okay, this one is f. It will be the same distance. Okay, so the distance of the object is 8 centimeter. That means it will be the outside of the focus. Okay, suppose here there is object. Okay, suppose PQ is object, then light coming from Q to point, and after it will be the parallel to the principal axis, and after refraction it will go through the focal point. Okay, it will go through the focal point. Another light ray coming from here, and it will go through the center of the lens. Okay, it will go through the center of the lens, and after refraction it will go straight line. Okay, my dear students, and another light ray coming from here, and after reflection it will go same path, and these two ray intersect at this point, and now we will draw a perpendicular from principal axis, and suppose it will be xy. So xy is the image of object PQ. My dear students, I hope all of you have understood, and from this diagram we can see that the characteristics of image is, this image is real, this image is inverted and magnified. Okay, this image is inverted and magnified, and the image is formed in the opposite side of the lens in which the object lies. Okay, my dear students, I hope all of you have understood question number C. Now come to question number D. Explain the problem of Topu's eyes. My dear students, Topu could see the image of the eraser through the magnifying glass, keeping it 8 cm away from the magnifying glass with his spectacles on. He has to move backward to see the image without his spectacles. That is, that the least distance of distinct vision of his eyes increased, and we know that if the radius of the eyeball decreases or the focal length increases, the least distance of distinct vision increases, and this type of defect is known as hypermetropia or farsightedness. So in case of this defect, the converging power of eyes decreases, and for this reason light rays from distant objects fall on the retina properly, but light rays from nearby objects converge at a point behind the retina. My dear students, see this figure. Light ray coming from distant object, distance of the fall on the retina properly, but light ray from nearby object converge at a point behind the retina, and so that the eyes cannot see the near object clearly, and therefore to get rid of this defect the converging power has to be increased. So a convex lens is used as a remedy. My dear students, our today's SW number 17 and CQ2 C and D number C and D is your SW. My dear students, I hope all of you have understood today's topic properly. Practice properly at home. This to secure. Submit SW on Saturday, and see you again in the next class. Allah Hafiz.